Welcome in, everybody, to the Roar of the Lions UK podcast. My name's Matthew Turner, and I am watching Lions at Colts preseason game 2 for you guys. I hope everyone's well. If you're joining us in the chat, please do say hello. It's going to be a good one. Can't wait to see it. The starters, especially on the offensive side of the ball, are not expected to be suiting up today, so don't expect to see Jared Goff, DeAndre Swift, TJ Hockenson. Also on the defensive side, I wouldn't expect to see someone like Tracy Walker, anyone like that. Aiden Hutchinson also not expected to suit up. So, let's temper our expectations with what we're about to see here. But we're going to see some really cool stuff from the second team, especially people who are making a push to start the regular season with the ones. And I am talking about someone like Malcolm Rodriguez. I'm talking about Chase Lucas on the defensive side of the ball. That tight end 2 for spot is up for grabs. So Brock Wright could be getting some reps since Shane Zylstra. Devin Funchess could be suiting up. We don't know about that yet. Couple of other things here and there. I'm aware that there might be an issue with my audio that I'm going to try and fix as we go here, so do bear with me for that. I hope everyone's well. It's going to be a really, really exciting game. I cannot wait to see what happens here. Obviously, they've been practicing in preseason, the Lions and the Colts together. It's been feisty, although not as feisty as the Patriots and the Panthers has been, which, is a blessing really in some ways. I cannot wait for this one. If you want to get involved, if you want to join me here on the show, would love to hear from you. Just drop a comment in and I'll send you over the link. It'd be good to hear from you. Lovely to hear that the Colts guys really confident about themselves getting to important games in January. We shall see on that one. Ash in the chat says Game Pass is Colts coverage, so fuck that. I mean, they are at home, so it's fair cop, really. If you want to join me, man, give me a shout. I can see that this is not going through to a second earphone, which is really frustrating. One, two, 1, 2. No, it's still not working. It's no good, man. It's no good. Oh, Ash! At work? Why are you doing that to me, man? National Anthem's happening now, so we're just waiting on the opening kickoff. I hope everyone's had a good weekend so far. It's been an interesting one for me. Looking through an employment contract, so fun times. Just looking to see if there's anything in the injury updates I can bring you guys while we're waiting here for the opening kick. Ash asks who has a better game today out of the backup quarterbacks. He's thinking Blau. I think I'm on that train as well, but I think Boyle was harshly done by in the last game, considering where he has been in the past. He did get some throws on time in good places. He just had an inconsistent day. But no, I've always been a bit more of a Blau fan than a Boyle fan, so there we go. I don't know, man. Who do you think? Well, why do you think Blau? Oh, I really wish that they would embrace metal a bit more as a thing, a bit more Metallica. We could all do that with that in our lives. Hey Drew, all by myself today, man. Yeah, Ant is working, Ash is working. It's a bit of a shame, but there we go. Ash says he trusts Blau a bit more to pick apart the Colts press cover three scheme. I don't know, and I really don't know how we match up against this sort of defense, to be quite honest. Cover two, I'm a lot more confident of us being able to kind of pick out the sort of timing routes in that kind of corner between the cornerbacks and the safeties. In cover three, I don't know how that's going to work too well, to be honest. Dinking and dunking will win us the day today, and I mean, with Shaquille Leonard not suiting up, that's really going to help too. So, cheers, everyone. Oh, I wish I could go and see that Saints Vikings game, but it's the day I come back from the States, which is frustrating as hell. Good to see that my little ping cord bot on Twitch is working, which is great stuff. If any of you guys are watching and you're not part of our Discord channel, please do give me a shout and I'll post a link in the YouTube or Twitch chats as appropriate. David Reinford in the building. How you doing, my man? I love it. Ash says one thing I want to see is Zaire Franklin getting destroyed. You, me, and every other Lions fan, man. I really fancy us to do this one and in some style actually as well. The Lions actually start favourites by a point according to the betting markets, which I find surprising considering that we're resting most of our starters as well as them. Drew asked in the chat, who is Zaire Franklin? Zaire Franklin is the guy who has had the Twitter spat with Jamal Williams in the last couple of days. It's gotten a bit feisty. They were going at each other in the practices that we've been holding in the last few days. They really did have a go at each other on the field and off. So there we go. Maurice is back at kick returner supposedly. So there we go. Michael Lucci is in the YouTube chat. How are you doing, man? He said, I would have bet on the Lions. Campbell wants to win badly. Here we go. The opening kick and the Lions return. Maurice Alexander getting it out to the 20. To the 30, beg your pardon. Good return of 26 yards there. David Reinfurt says, new Grizzly Man outdoors with Frank and Goff, as good have you seen? To be honest, I have neglected my duties on Grizzly Man outdoors. I've seen the little clip that they had on Twitch with Goff catching a pair of underpants, which was amazing. I loved it. But I haven't seen any more than that. Right, Lions first up with trips out left and play action. First play. Nice little short pass. Gain of 5 to Craig Reynolds. Short pass by David Blau getting the start. Yeah, so it definitely is David Blau out there and not Tim Boyle taking starter reps. And now a running play through the middle and short by about a yard. 3rd and 1 coming. Michael says, excited for the Premier League as well. Go Hammers. I actually have no idea who they're playing today, unfortunately. 3rd and 1. Having a look at any potentially big players on that team for the Colts. Sterling Weatherford, I know, is a favourite of Ant's. Eric Johnson was someone who was rumoured that we were interested in during the draft process too. Rodney McLeod, a vet in there, which is interesting. Third, and a short two, sorry, and a nice quick out to Khalif Raymond. Converts for a first down, gets about 5 yards. Really, really lovely. Taken down in the open field, a good tackle prevented a really big play there. Ashes, maybe we'll see an alternating QB thing like the Panthers did last night. I have to admit, I haven't got round to that either. It's been a busy day and a half for me, man. I know that it was carnage for Carolina. So there we go. 1st and 10 on the Lions 44. And a running play following blockers. Craig Reynolds, I think that was. Yes, Craig Reynolds, straight up the middle, gain of about 4. 2nd and 6. Solid opening drive so far. I'm aware that the ESPN feed is ahead of me because obviously I'm this side of the Atlantic. We are a little bit behind. 2nd and 7 now, correction. David Blau. Play action, stepping up in the pocket, taking off, running left, oh, and sliding, and just the Colts defender diving for him and getting out the way as he slid. Might have been a half-yard short, might have just been there. Really, really close. Stepped up in the pocket nicely looking to throw and then took off. I think he slid just before the line, if my eye serves me right. Oh, they've given him the first down. I think that's generous. David Blau, 1st and 10. Dropping back, short, quick out to Khalif Raymond for about 4. That was really nice. Just a quick 3-step drop and a timing route out to the left-hand side. Slipped as he was catching it, so prevented any further run. 2nd and 5 coming up. Big Aries says, getting in late because at work, how many starters on offense? I don't see any starters whatsoever on offense, man, at the moment. 2nd and 5, a running play up the middle. Met a yard or 2 beyond the line, couldn't get away, so gain of 1. 3rd and 4 now. Yeah, so Blau under centre, Reynolds taking all the running back reps. I can see Stenberg, Brown out there on the offensive line. We've got Raymond catching a few balls. I think I've seen Tom Kennedy, Shane Zylstra. Drew Forsyth says, smart. You're absolutely right. In shotgun now, 3rd and 4, and it's a draw play. Running, met at the line and gets over. Balls and down. Met at the line to gain, but gets another 4 yards. Craig Reynolds falling forward, and another Lions first down. Let's go. Kramer pulling and meeting his guy really well, opening up that lane. Good stuff. I like it. Oh, that went very, very quick. And a toss play, I think that was, out to number 28, who is, I think, Godwin Buke. No, it's Jamar Jefferson, I beg your pardon. That went almost a bit too quick even for the camera crew there. Really good stuff. Gain of about 9.5, and it'll be 2nd and 1. Starting off like they did last time, actually really encouraging stuff. 2nd and 1 here, under centre. And play action, looking for it all. Under pressure, coming forward, and Blau gets a load of yards. 6 or 7 there extra. Really good stuff from David Blau, seeing the gap. He was going for the touchdown, but didn't see it open. Really good. Actually, not too bad by Nelson there. He did get beat around the outside, and we've got the broadcast talking about that, but he followed his man all the way around and prevented him coming out the back. Drew says, is sports broadcasting in your future? I mean, I wish, man. That would be an absolute dream. 1st and 10 at the 13. Blau. Hand off to Reynolds, who reverses. Met at the line. It'll be 2nd and 10. He was running left and instantly saw that it wasn't going to open up for him, so reversed. It didn't work out for him either way, though. In shotgun now, 2nd and 10 from the 13. And it's going to be a draw play. 3rd down and 7 now. Appeared to be a bit more open there, but kind of ran into the back of his own man, which is not ideal. 3rd and 7 now at Colts 10-yard line. This is where your money's made. Lions come out in the shotgun once again. 4 wide. Looking left, into the end zone, and really good pass defense there by the Colts. That was a little bit high, kind of flew on him a bit, and it will be 4th and 7. I think the kick team will be coming out here to put the first points up on the board. Blau was always looking that way. The defenders read it really well. Pressure on the man. He got there a bit early for Raymond, but there you go. He touched Raymond early, but not enough to have a DPI call there. Austin Seibert getting the nod at kicker to start once again. Snap, hold, and kick is good. Lions 3, Colts nothing. It's very clear to me at this point in time that the Lions do struggle when their first down play hasn't really got themselves many yards. I think that was the first time that we had to go 2nd and 10. And you can see that, you know, a little bit of conservative play calling after that didn't really help. 1st and 10, 2nd and 10, 3rd and 7, can't make it happen in short fields. And maybe 2nd and 10, you need to be a bit more ambitious there, I think. But Blau leading pretty much everything right now. Passing yards, of course, 15, but rushing yards to himself leading at 2 for 18. Michael says in the YouTube chat, Blau wants redemption after falling apart late last week. I think you're absolutely right. And Tayyip has put in our Discord channel the players of interest who are going to be playing today. This is from Justin Rogers on Twitter. He says that playing today is going to be Will Harris, Jeff Okuda, AJ Parker, Chris Ward, Malcolm Rodriguez, John Kaminsky, Austin Bryant, Bugs, Wright, Benson, backup QBs, and Jared Davis as well. So there we go. Yeah, well, okay, Drew said more aggression, pass, run, pass. But the problem is that I've heard about this a lot, actually. People revert to the opposite thing they just did when things don't go well. So if you pass on first down, it doesn't work out, and you have 2nd and 10, then a lot of people kind of run to try and get some sort of 3rd and 7 situation. But that's not that great, really, and you're forced to head into an obvious passing situation where 7 yards is a long way. And actually, at that point, if you pass on first down, sometimes committing a bit to the pass on 2nd down, I think it's actually going to yield better results. To be honest, if you're 2nd and 10 from their 13, just get it twice in the end zone. I mean, it's kind of hard to get a first down in that location, but it's fairly okay to get a touchdown through the air, so I'd rather that. David says on the Twitch chat, I would take that first drive, no touchdown, but the offensive line dominated, and they did. Even when men got beat on their own, they followed it round, they recovered. Nelson, when Blau got flushed out and got his kind of 7 or 8 yard rush, that was because Nelson gave him a bit of room. He was going to get hit behind the back there. Irish Incarnate is chatting now as well on Twitch. He said, I thought Shane Zylstra was a throw there. He could have had the first down and possibly the touchdown. I'm going to have a look at that. SW Lion is in the house. He says, no Goff. How come? most of the starters, my man, are not playing today. So there is a list of people who are in the periphery who are starting. So Will Harris, Jeff Okuda, AJ Parker, they're all going to play. Kickoff has happened. Colts get out to the 27. How to Sound 710 is in the house as well on YouTube. He says, good first drive. I like our time of possession. Yeah, I mean, it's been a feature of our offense so far, which has been really, really encouraging. But we have managed to get long drives on the board. And, you know, that's going to tire out their defense. And all we got to do is make early stops. And I think that's going to work out for us really, really well. Nick Foles coming out for the Colts. Backup quarterback. And running play, running left, and 3 Lions all around him. Tackle made by either Anthony Pittman or Malcolm Rodriguez. 5-yard gain, and now 2nd and 5. SW Lions says, I thought the second game would be the game we would see the starters. I guess they decided not to do that. I think at this point, Dan has come out and said they think they know what they have from the starters, and it's really about looking at the depth behind them now. And you know, they don't want to risk any really silly injuries at this point, which could put some seasons in jeopardy. And I totally get that. So, play action now, and a little pass to the left-hand side. Really good hustle to the ball by Anthony Pittman, and then finished off by number 79, which is John Kaminsky, getting out there. Little kind of screen-looking pass, but no one out in front of him. It did not work. But so here we go, 3rd and 5. Some players we might see today. Bernard Ryman, the 3rd round draft pick at left tackle from Western Michigan. Also Naeem Hines could be in there too. Ryan Vandermark. Some really interesting names I'm seeing there. Right, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6 for the Colts. Opening drive for them. In the shotgun. Dropping back a couple of yards. Nice throw, good catch, and he's burning them for a few yards. Good tackle in the open field by Kirby Joseph, but that was too easy. Crossing route left to right. Excuse me. Crossing route left to right. Nice timing throw by Nick Foles. Nicely out in front of him. And Patman, number 10, took it for 23 yards, I think. 1st and 10 now, just on the Lions side of the field. SW Lions says, to add to what you said, I think the practices for the Colts were enough. I completely agree. Right, 1st and 10 from the Lions 45. Fakes a short throw. Oh, he's completely done him there. And that's a good throw by Foles. Another tackle by Kirby Joseph, but he completely faked out the short pass, bringing the corner forward, and then just picks him off. Another throw to Patman. Nice. Really nice. Drew says the whole league is using the new 3-game preseason as starters. A little while in Game 1, almost none in Game 2. We'll see in Game 3. One Funky says could have been Hughes too. Right, 1st and 10 now on the 25. They progress very quickly on this drive. And now running play out of the shotgun. And that's blown up by the Lions. Loss of 2. Derek Barnes on the tackle there. Really, really good. The other players that we're seeing here, Mark Gilbert, Afasu Malafonwu, CJ Moore, Mike Hughes. Irish Incarnate says Kirby's tackling form is good, and Ash says much improved from college, which I love to see. Absolutely right. 2nd and 10, they credited him with getting back to the line. I really don't think he got there. I thought he lost at least 2. That's a shock. Another rushing play. And he comes down with only a 2-yard gain. Good tackle there by Will Harris there in the middle. SW Line says Foles is a great backup QB. You're absolutely right. Top bloke. Really nice guy. And you could do worse, couldn't you? Really could. Former Super Bowl MVP. 3rd and 9 now at the Lions 24. Only 10 seconds left on the play clock. In shotgun. Dropping back. Looking for a man. Crossing route. Alec Pierce just got their foot through the tackle by Kirby Joseph, who hung on to him all the way and stopped it being a bigger play, but they did convert for the first down to the Colts. Dragged down pretty much at the line, going out of bounds. Kirby just held on to him, but couldn't bring him down early enough. 1st and 10 now at the Lions' 12 or 13 yard line. Or 15 now. Funky says, Kirby almost made a solid play. I was a real big fan of Pierce coming out. I think you and a lot of people. He did really well at Cincinnati. Running play, run really hard up the middle, but tackled at the line and gains maybe 1 or 2 falling forwards. Philip Lindsay. You can see what made him so good at Denver with the running style that he has. Head down, a head of steam, and just get on with it. I love it. Just want to thank everyone for joining me here. I know that there are a few guys doing this live, so appreciate you for choosing me to share this game with. 2nd down and 9 at the 14. Foles dropping back, looking wide right. Short pass, Philip Lindsay makes a defender lose a couple of yards. Malcolm Rodriguez comes and cleans up. 3rd and 3 now for the Colts. Good tackle by Juju Hughes in there as well. Although he looked like he got beaten for a couple of extra yards, he did get there. Now 3rd and 3 at the Lions' 8. Trips left. 7 back and looking right. Pumps and to Lindsay, who drops it. Malcolm Rodriguez in coverage, Lindsay at the sideline. It would have been touch and go if that would have been a conversion or not, as it was right at the line to gain. That's a really good play by Austin Bryant, I think, who's number 2. I think it's Austin Bryant who's number 2. I might have to double check that, actually. But it is the field goal unit now. Jake Verity for the Colts. Snaps good, holds good, and the kick is through. It's Lions 3, Colts 3. Austin Bryant is number 2. Thanks, Irish Incarnate, for confirming for me. I got the roster up now. I normally have that to help me, but I didn't then. Funky is saying in the YouTube chat, everyone was talking about Watson in the 2nd. I personally think Pierce and Pickens will be both better than Watson. It's going to be interesting, isn't it? I think that Pickens is a real dog. It's just he fell, I think, because 1, character concerns, and 2, people weren't sure whether that injury would have a long-term effect. It's clear so far that he's causing some cornerbacks some problems. That corner of the end zone touchdown catch he had was exceptional. Watson, we'll see. I mean, he's not had the start that he would like, getting injured so early on, missing a bit of camp, and he was already raw to begin with. Drew says Funky's on his A game, and if you want to be a part of what Funky's doing, get yourself on that YouTube chat and be a part of it. Ryan in the Discord chat has just said Barnes has started much better this week, and you're absolutely right. Two interesting drives to start with, actually, there. The line's a bit more methodical in terms of just taking some short yardage and consistent plays. Colts take it in chunks, and then the drive stalls out. The defense as a whole so far after this first drive looked good. The run defense, Hatter's House has pointed out, has looked good. We haven't given up much to Philip Lindsay, and I really rate him as a running back. Gets his head down and really plows through, but honestly, I much prefer our running offense so far with Reynolds and what Jermar Jefferson did too on that sweep. It was sweep, toss to the right. Can't remember which, but it looked good either way. On the passing plays for the Colts, it was one good pump fake by Foles down the left-hand sideline for about 20 yards, which was painful. But the other 2 or 3 have been crossing routes left to right. And to be honest, that's the play that Amani Oruwariye has really struggled with in the last 2 or 3 years. It gives me no pleasure to see that our backups are also struggling with that idea. Ash says, nah, Twitch crowd better than YouTube crowd. I mean, I'm on for a war here, lads. I love it. All right. Colts kickoff about to come our way. 1:28 left in the first quarter. Kicking, and it is a short kick recovered at the 7. Maurice Alexander giving himself some room. In and out and in and out, little shuffles. Eventually is down at the 27-yard line. Return of 19. Lions on offense is next. If there's any graphics or anything that I can do to improve the channel here, then please do get in your suggestions. Would appreciate any feedback you guys have. And running play to start off for the Lions. And big hole! Big hole! Reynolds then dragged down after 12-yard gain. Really good stuff by the man himself. He's not Netflix anymore. He is Hulu. Craig Reynolds for 12. Straight through the middle, then tries to bounce outside. Getting caught from behind by Thomas. Lions continuing to use motion a lot on offense. Another running play through the middle and a big hole again! Another 11 or 12-yard gain for Craig Reynolds going on right-hand side. He is solidifying the RB3 spot. And I mean, man, if he continues like this, how can you keep him out? Blau handing it off to him. Some lovely gaps being opened up by that second-string offensive line. Oh, wow. Ten seconds left in the quarter. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Lions 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line. Hatters House 7-10 says Craig Reynolds is a grown man. I love it. Ash Soden in the Twitch chat says apparently Nelson is out at the moment with Lamb in right tackle. He says, and if we're running well without Matt Nelson, bye-bye Matty boy. I don't think there's any risk of Matt Nelson being cut from the roster at this point in time. To be honest, I expect us to carry 4 tackles at this point in time, and I think at least he would be OT4. But I have to say that Lamb has impressed so far, especially as an off-season pickup, and quite recently too. He's done very well. Apologies if my audio is coming weird for you guys. Steve Collins in the house says, let's wrap Reynolds and Cotton Wool right now. No, he needs the reps, man. When it comes to the regular season, he's barely going to see the ball. We need to give him a little bit of action right here. There's plenty of game to go around for the guys behind him, but, you know, he's going to benefit from getting a few war wounds out there. Anyone agree with that take, or are you with Steve? Do you think wrap him in cotton wool? He's running back 3 nailed on, says Steve. You're absolutely right. He is. He has solidified that spot. But are you gonna make the bell cow Jermar Jefferson at this point? Are you gonna Godwin Igwebuike that shot? I don't think that in his career Craig Reynolds has had much of a chance. So you know he's gonna benefit from these reps and this experience. David says, I think he will play a lot this year in the Twitch chat. Ash says, Lamb has certainly impressed in my eyes too. If Nelson stays, he's purely that extra OL and run plays. Lamb is better in pass pro, and if the run blocking isn't taking a dip with Lamb in, he's OT3 for me. It could well go that way. Players are now back on the field as the second quarter is about to start. 3 points apiece. If you fancy joining me on the stream, please do let me know. I'll give you a link and you can join me watching this game. I'm sure you'll be ahead of me, but I don't mind that at all. Ash says take him off at the half and see what the others have. That's where I'm at. Split it between Jermar Jefferson and maybe Godwin or the guy we picked up from the Chargers whose name escapes me. 1st and 10 at the 49. Blau, play action. Lots of time. Short pass at the line of scrimmage. Out to Shane Zylstra, gaining 5 or 6. Jackson, thank you, Steve. I mean, this is absolutely perfect for what the Lions want to run on offense with the second or the first team. Really good running plays and then play action passes. 2nd and 4 at the Colts 46-yard line. Dropping back and running play to Jermar Jefferson. Hit at the line but manages to gain 2. 3rd and 3 coming up. Spot not especially kind there for the Lions. Could have had a couple more, I think. Justin Jackson, thank you, Ash. 3rd and 2. That's a very long 2. Quickly to the line. It's a 2.5, maybe even more than 2.5. Snapped, and it's a running play. Or has Blau kept that? No. And he's marked a half-yard short by the line judge. That'll be 4th and inches or 4th and 1. And they really should go for it here because there's no way they can actually kick that for a field goal, especially not with the legs these guys have. There's no point in punting this either, I don't think, unless you want to give Jack Fox a go. The offense is staying on the field, going quick. 12 seconds left. Under center here. Going for a running play. And lots of room for Jermar Jefferson. Gain of 5. Up to the 35.5. There was a lot of room there. If he beat the last man, he would have been gone. Ash says 100% play action will bring the linebackers forward, and so the quarterback can fit the ball into routes between them and the secondary. Absolutely right. That was a really good play by Jermar Jefferson, running hard. Here are the Lions, 1st and 10 at the 35. Blau, running play, Jackson, big hole, bouncing outside. Gain of 20 or so on that play, bouncing out to the right-hand side. Really strong run by him. Nice little juke in there too. And the Lions are 1st and 10 at the 16 of the Colts. Funky said, Jackson said, I want a spot. You're absolutely right. And now Blau coming to the line. 12 personnel, I think. Running play left. Fumble! Recovered. The handoff was bad there between Blau and Jackson. That was muffed. That was really bad. Loss of 2. Jackson recovered. Wow. I think that Blau stumbled on this and the handoff just was not in the hands. That's on the quarterback. That's on David Blau. Cool Down Rat says, just loving this run game in time of possession. We are dominating it and it is really good to see. Right, 2nd and 12. What can we do with a bad first down? Empty. They've gone empty here. They've gone 4 wide. Dropping back for the corner. Oh, and in and out of the hands. In and out of the hands of number 83. That's Khalil Pimpleton. Some little corner out there. Turning back for the ball. He had it in his hand, but just could not adjust. Oh, man, that's unfortunate. 3rd and 12 coming. Really good throw by David Blau to put it on his guy. Back shoulder throw. 3rd and 12 now. In the shotgun. 3 wide and a tight end in. And screenplay blown up. Really odd play call. Now going to be 4th and 14 or so at the Colts 22. It's going to be a field goal attempt now, I suspect. That was not a good play. Catch by Jermar Jefferson behind the line was not great. Ash says Jackson in over Godwin is interesting. I think it's part of what happened last week, Ash, with Godwin in terms of his kick return plays. They think they know what they have with him. Cyber kick was skewing to the right a bit, but it did get through the uprights. 6 points to 3, 10:36 left in the first half. On Funky says, I wish I knew what Dan just said to Ben on the sideline. If I can translate for you, I think he would say, what the fuck was that? I don't know, 3rd and 12 doesn't really feel like, in terms of a short field, the right time to throw in a screen pass. I don't know about you guys, but, you know, screen passes where there's plenty of open field behind, where the defense can feel like they can be aggressive. You know, that's a really good time to do that. But right there, I question that. That's not good play calling. Especially when Blau just drops a dime in the play before into the corner of the end zone. Why not test them again with a similar throw? Steve Collins says, what's people thinking about our second-tier offensive line? I mean, for me, they've been fantastic. I mean, Blau has not had much pressure. He had a little bit he had to step through, and he had to scramble a little bit on the first drive. On the second drive, absolutely nothing at all to worry about, which is really encouraging. Ash says, while that's true, Godwin needs to prove himself as a running back to make the roster. Can't afford to keep him as just a kick returner when someone can do 90% of what he can do on returns, but also contribute on offense. And I agree 100%. Kick return, punt return, not one of those jobs really that you can just reserve for a guy if he's not actually doing that much different to some of the other guys that are available. I wish I could actually figure out what's wrong with my microphone and why the audio isn't working perfectly. I can see on Streamlabs that it's only coming up with the top bar as opposed to both bars for my audio, but I don't know how to fix it. Takeaways so far then, guys, on offense. Craig Reynolds is RB3, and he could be better than that if he keeps going like this. He's run through the gaps opened up for him, run hard, and whenever he is hit, he gains always at least another 2 or 3. Blau, he's made good plays, punctuated again by the odd mistake here or there, stumbling on that handoff and causing the fumble recovered by Justin Jackson. We're lucky to get that one back. Otherwise, wide receivers-wise, I don't really remember too much. I mean, leading in receiving yards is Khalif Raymond, 2 receptions for 10 yards. That's a story for you. It's all been running, and, you know, it comes back to that offensive line doing a great job on the opening kick there. Opening kick on the kick return there. There is a flag on the play, but the Colts gained about 20 yards or so. Holding by the receiving team is going to set them back 10 from the 24, so they're going to start at their own 14-yard line. Time for the defense to step up here. 10.5 left in the first half. If they can step up and hold the Colts here, then hopefully, we'll get another offensive drive in before the end of this. Maybe 2 before the end of the first half. Change at quarterback for the Colts. Nick Foles so far 5 of 6 for 56. He's done for the moment. Sam Ehlinger comes in as the 3rd string quarterback. Steve says, I want to see what Levi can do on this drive. I haven't even seen Levi in the game, to be honest. Is Levi in the game? Ehlinger dropping back and play action. Being chased near the goal line. And Ehlinger going to take a sack instead of throwing it away. He runs out of bounds and loses 2 yards when he could have thrown it away. That is not good. And Ehlinger is sacked by Banks on the sideline. One Funky says, give Bates credit for a sack. And Banks has been given credit for forcing Ellinger out of bounds there. 2nd and 12. Ash Soden does confirm, Steve, Levi didn't even travel to Indianapolis, so he's not going to show up for you at this point in time. Colts 2nd and 12, and oh, I think that was meant to be a running play, but he didn't actually hand the ball off. Scrambles for a 2.5 yard gain, and 3rd and 9.5 is coming. Cool Down Rat says, I think they said Levi and Julian were starting on TV, but not seen them. Julian, I don't know whether he was anticipated as playing either. I think they said on the broadcast they were just listing who was listed as the backups on the depth chart as opposed to who's actually playing. So there we go. 3rd and 10. 9.5 to play at the Colts 14. Ellinger, good pass, but caught with only a 5-yard gain. 4th and 5 coming. Steve said Weirdy is listed as a starter on TV. You're absolutely right, but they actually just had no idea who was starting. I don't think we submitted any sort of team sheets or anything to say who was starting. Ash says, how's everyone liking the new defensive front? And if you want to find out more about the defensive front, you can see the article he's written for us actually on ROTLUK.com about what this 3-4 under scheme is. 3-4 under, Ash, or 3-4 over? I don't even remember. I need to go and check the article out again myself, even though I was the one that proofread the damn thing. Punt by the Colts. Good kick, but returnable. Maurice Alexander from the 35 gets out to the 41 yard line. It's a 4-3 under. I was right. Colts trailing by 3, lines up 6-3, 8.5 to go. 46-yard punt by Sanchez was caught by Maurice Alexander, returned to the Lions' 40-yard line for a 6-yard return. All right, let's go. Really good defensive stretch so far for the Lions. Not allowing anything on the ground, getting some good pressure up front, whether it was Foles or Ellinger. He didn't have a huge amount of time. Foles did pick us off a little bit with some crossing routes, especially going from left to right underneath, which we struggled to deal with. Never like to see that. Ash says, also, yeah, no need to submit an inactives list in preseason, so TV crews will be guessing. Though it shouldn't be too hard just to check a local reporter's Twitter to see who's out. Laughing face emoji, crying laughing face emoji. Just want to thank everyone again for being with us here. If you're not a part of our Discord channel already, please do join us. It'd be great to see you in there. It's a really good community of people. I am biased, but it is also true. I'm going to drop it in the chat now. Come and join. We'd love to see you there. This is really whetting the appetite for the regular season, isn't it? We are presumably 1 week away from preseason game 3, 1 week away from the week off, which used to be preseason game 4, and then 1 more week away from week 1 of the regular season. David Reinfeld says, which jersey do you have? And if I pull that down there, you can see it is number 32, which is DeAndre Swift. Brought in the mix of everything that was happening at the early part of last season, where he was carrying the offense on his back. And I know that, David, you are a regular listener of the show, and you may be surprised to see that that's the way that I went to go DeAndre, because you've probably heard me say before about the fact that I was kind of okay with trading him. And I like players, and I like the way they work, and that's never going to, whether I have their jersey or not, make me think about who I want to stay or not. It's all about the benefit of the team. But what he can do is super exciting this year. Lions with a play action pass short to the left for a 4-yard gain. 2nd and 6. 2nd and 5, correction. Nice catch by Maurice Alexander. And 2nd and 5. Lions going a bit more tempo here. 2nd and 5, man in motion to the right-hand side and under centre. Running play up the middle. Jermar Jefferson looked like he had a bit of room to the left-hand side there, but takes a 3-yard gain. And it's 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. 3rd and 3 here on the Lions 47. Nelson back in the game for you, Ash, your favourite. Tom Kennedy also on the field, as well as Khalil Pimbleton. Benson, got Jermar Jefferson in as the running back. In the shotgun. Ball snapped. Only rushing 4. Good throw and picked off by the Colts. And down the sideline, good tackle there. Recovery by Jermar Jefferson. It's a good pass into tight coverage, deflected up into the air and picked off by Brown. Throw to who over the middle? Tom Kennedy, deflected up into the air and picked off by the Colts at midfield. Returned for a 30-yard play by Brown. Almost in the red zone now, the Colts straight away, and the Lions defense need to stand up. At the 21, in shotgun, run play, caught short of the line and blown dead for a 1-yard loss, even though he fell forward just about at the line to gain. Steve said can't throw the ball straight down the middle into coverage. I think that he had enough of a cushion to make that play, but you're right, you are asking for trouble there. 2nd and 11 now. At the Lions' 21.5-yard line. In the shotgun, Ellinger. The ball is snapped, looking left. Now getting through the progressions, going right, and a good throw. And good tackle in coverage. Blown up by number 43. Oh, 40, Jared Davis. Doesn't look like Jared Davis. Yeah, Chris Board. I was about to say that doesn't look anything like Davis. Sorry, I'm listening to the audio in my head. Right, shotgun snap coming up in the pocket, now trying to escape. Still can throw because he's behind the line. Throws for the end zone, but overthrows now. 4th and 11, 6.5 to play. And the kick unit is going to come out here. Place kick unit. It's 49. There we go. Got his fans excited there, Sam Ellinger, but he really did airball that throw on the run out to the left-hand side. Not an easy one to pull off, but that was nowhere close. Jake Verity from the right hash. Kicks, and it is through. 6 apiece. No touchdowns as yet. 6:28 to play in the first half. Funky said, Steve, on the surface you are correct, but Tom didn't come back. He just turned around. Good defensive set again. 2nd in a row for the Lions. Forced a 3 and out on the Colts side of the field, and then suffering the turnover, they also forced a 3 and field goal in near the red zone. So, you know, these may be the Colts backups against the Lions backups, but the Lions are stepping up at important times. What are you making of this so far? What are you making of Blau's play at this moment in time? The Lions are given a win percentage at the moment of 51.5%. I think that is based on us using the remainder of this 6.5 up and going in with a lead of some kind. Cool down Rat says Zylstra seems to be getting a bit of play time. I think they're very keen on Shane Zylstra. He's had a good camp. He's had a good preseason generally. Good pass catching tight ends. Pat McAfee in the audience there, enjoying and tucking into some chicken wings. Yeah, Zylstra, he has been showing some good hands. I think that he really has kind of put himself in the frame for tight end 3. I do think ultimately James Mitchell is going to work out as that guy, but we shall see. I think it's interesting so far we haven't seen Devon Funches. They said that he would be a kind of game time decision. They wanted him to go if he could because he is on the periphery of this roster, but he had such a good time of it this time last week that it would be really interesting to see if he can bring some more. I think it's really interesting that Maurice Alexander's been given the opportunity to return both kicks and punts when they regard the job of kick returner and punt returner as a separate thing. Steve says, I'm amazed McAfee hasn't taken AR12 as his date. You're really not a fan, are you, Steve? Funky says, I agree it's not a percentage play, but we need to see the all-22 view to see what else was going on. If there wasn't another option, I mean, at the end of the day, he did have a yard of separation, just needed to come back to the ball just a touch. Right, Colts are going to be kicking off here. Alexander going to be the returner once again. Short kick again, recovered at the 5, and he's on his way. Nice long run. Alexander is free. He's round the kicker. He's got plenty of room and taken out of bounds at the 35, 40. The Colts 34-yard line for a 61-yard return. Maurice Alexander. You saw the hole, had a lead blocker. Really good stuff by the Lions special teams unit. Punter had no chance, and then he just couldn't get around the last guy. If he'd done that, wow, that would have been it. Flips the field for the Lions, having defended in their own red zone area. They are now at the Colts 34. Blau still remaining under centre here, 6:19 to play. 1st and 10. Kennedy moving from right to left. And play action. Oh, gets out of pressure. Good throw to Tom Kennedy just for a 1-yard gain. I don't know how he did not go down there, but Blau showing some quick feet to get away from some pressure. He was closing in on both sides. That's the first time we've seen the offensive line really have some proper problems. Lions 2nd and 9 now. Three wide. In shotgun, a couple of yards, drop back, and the throw is off target in the direction of Tom Kennedy. Now 3rd and 9. After the really good first drive or two, both offenses have really stalled out here, and it'd be good to see someone convert for a first. 3rd and 9 now for the Lions, 5:39 to go. Lions coming out with 4 wide. 3 to the right-hand side, changing the play at the line in the shotgun. Oh, looked like they went early, but they've let them get away with it. Blau under pressure, and he's taken down for a sack. They were at the 33, would have been in field goal range, but that sack has lost them 5 back to the 38, and it would be now a very long field goal attempt. Maybe a big good tester for Seibert here, a 55-yard attempt. Good coverage by the Colts. It was a coverage sack in the end, really. Blau unable to throw it. Man up the middle, who beat number 76, who I believe is Lamb. Field goal attempt from 55. Hits the post and goes wide from Austin Seibert. Definitely had the legs. He really hit that well. Was Kendall Lamb who ended up giving up that sack, but they had to hold the ball for a long time. That's a real shame, but 6-6 now, 4:58, and the Colts take over. Bip giving Cybert some tips and an ear to kind of cry into. That's really not a saying at all. An ear to shout into, a shoulder to cry on, but not mixing it. That was bad. Where are our tight end options on that coverage sack? There were no tight ends in the game. I don't think. Went 4 wide with a running back. So yeah, a bit of a shame there, Steve, but there we go. Colts take over then at the 40, where are we? It's 55-yard attempt, so the Colts take over at the 45. Let me know if you're enjoying the game, if there's anything I can do to improve our streams going forward. This is a great way to test it, just in this kind of low impact setting. Junie in our Discord chat has just said Maurice Alexander might bump Big Wabuka off the roster if he keeps this up, and he's absolutely right. Brent DeWitt says, was the defense offsides on that sack? Brent, I think that the Lions went early. My initial reading of it was that it was a false start. If it wasn't a false start, then I definitely think the defense was offside. But I think we probably just both went a little bit early there. 4:56 to go in this first half. Hope you're having a great summer out there. It's cooled down a lot here. I know that it was famous that the British were having a heat wave at the moment. I'm in a shed at the moment, a converted shed, and it is extremely warm because it doesn't let any of the heat out, but it traps everything I'm creating in. All right. Here we go. Sam Ellinger coming back out. He's not had the best of it in the last couple of drives. Now on to centre. Man in motion right to left. Drops back. Going deep into the left-hand corner for a good gain of about 20 to Granson. Beat the zone coverage. No line player around him. Had to catch the ball going to ground, so couldn't make any further advance. But that's a really good play. Timing route for Ellinger. In between Kirby Joseph and the cornerback, taking care of the wide receiver streaking down. 1st and 10 from the Lions 36. In the shotgun. Ellinger, that's a run play. And that's really good run defense for a loss of 3. Great tackle by either Austin Bryant or Mark Gilbert. That was really good stuff. Demetrius Taylor also in on it, says cool down rat. Excellent to hear. He's had a really good camp. Ellinger looking to go deep, but goes short. Caught by Strachan. Or Strachan. For a gain of 5 to the Lions 33, and it's going to be 3rd down and 7 here. 3.5 to go in this first half. Run defense has looked a lot better today. I've literally just written it down. Brian Kaminsky especially looking good in there. Lions lining up a few at the line. Pressure, but only they're bringing 5. Ellinger moving up in the pocket and passing. And a good pass to Strachan, sorry. Mark Gilbert in coverage, but beaten. Gain of 25 yards to the Detroit 8. Ellinger stepping up in the pocket, seeing the man, making a really nice throw out in front of him. Good catch, and going out of bounds. Tight coverage, but could not break it up. First and goal now from the 8. There is a Lions player injured. Eric Banks is the man down, which is a real shame. He's been helped up and he's walking off under his own power. He doesn't look too badly shaken up. Fingers crossed he'll be okay. 2:55 left in this first half means that we should potentially get a chance to have our own go at a 2-minute drill here. Just to let you know, for halftime, I will be taking a break, recharging the batteries, getting a drink, and I'll be coming back hopefully just before the second half starts. Oh, opening the door is such a relief there. If you haven't already, don't forget to download the Lions Nation Unite app with our friend Herman Moore and all the rest of the content creators that are on there, including Micro Mike and Everywhere King and Dose of Dion and all the rest. It's the best place to go and get Lions content. If you're not there already, then you should be. Detroit Lions on the Prowl, of course, as well, are already there. That is the stadium that I want to visit one day. Lucas Oil looks magnificent. Ash has just asked if he can politely ask for the Lions stats to be flashed up at some point at halftime. That's absolutely fine. Steve says, at least you have your cheap-looking cider to cool you down. And talking about cooling someone down, it is not cheap cider, but cheap lager. All right, here we go. Clock is running. First and goal. Not sure why the clock is running here, but never mind. 2:40 to go. First and goal from the 8. Under centre, Ellinger. Running play to the left. Beats his man, gets to the edge. Gain of 3, but a big hit. Big hit. Big hit by Juju Hughes out there for a gain of 3, but holding called on the Colts. 10-yard loss, and it will be second and goal from the 18-yard line. French was the man there who offended. Holding on to the defensive end of the Lions, stopping him from causing the tackle for a loss. Line judge at the back called that one. .210 left. Clock runs and a running play. Again, gain of 3 or 4 here. That'll be the 2-minute warning. Second and goal now. Sorry, I said second and goal before, but that was first and goal because of the penalty. Second and goal now from the Lions 15. Really disappointing, actually, passing stats for Blau in this first half. 7 of 11 for 22 yards and an interception. Foles had 5 of 6 for 56 with Patman getting 49 of those. Ellinger's come out and actually looks okay. He's been evasive in the pocket. The Lions have put him under pressure. In fact, the defensive line for the Lions is potentially one of the most encouraging things we've seen so far. Both sides of the trenches the Lions have dominated. So 5-play, 40-yard drive so far. Madison Constantino in the YouTube chat says, "Go Lions!" And I couldn't agree more. Defense needs to make another good stop here. If they can get one, it would just add to the great half the Lions D has had. If you haven't already, but you can, really would appreciate a like on the YouTube channel. That would be great stuff. If you haven't subscribed to us or hit the bell, that would be fantastic stuff. In terms of recent videos we have had a really, really cool one on the Monday just gone. We were obviously talking about Hard Knocks, but we actually had our second guest ever from PFF, which was really, really cool. Sam Monson, the lead NFL analyst for PFF, and one of the guys around there from the start, 17 years ago, joined us, potentially one of the best exports from this side of the Atlantic to the entire NFL game, and he was with us for a good half an hour. It was a really enlightening conversation about how the NFL has changed, how PFF has changed, how they view PFF, how they think it's best used, that it isn't the be-all and end-all, but it's just a good guide. If you're interested in PFF or him at all, I'd really, really encourage you to go and have a listen to that. Ryan says, if for any reason Sam Ehlinger doesn't make the Colts team and they just go with Foles as the second quarterback and only have two QBs, he definitely won't clear waivers and we should use our high priority to claim him. I wouldn't be against it. Drew just said PFF came out with PFF Plus. His $200 a year subscription went down to $80 a year. I haven't actually looked at what PFF Plus provides, I must admit, my man. Here come the Colts then. Second and goal from the 15 in the shotgun. Dropping back. Ehlinger going into the end zone. Touchdown, Colts! Really good throw. Really nice catch by Strachan. He's really dominated on this drive. Touchdown to the Colts and 12-6 with a point after coming. Here comes the point after attempt, which is good by Verity. 1:55 left and 13-6 to the Colts. The first touchdown of the game. Brent has just said, Goofy announcer said that Levi was a roster lock. No way. I happen to agree, actually, that Levi is a roster lock here. I can't see them cutting a second-round pick, really, for any reason at this point. He's only a second-year guy, and yeah, he's been injured, but that's a lot of dead cap for no reason. Ash has just said offensive pass interference. There was a little bit of a push-off. Maybe a little bit of a push-off, but yeah, there we go. My girlfriend's just said she doesn't know where the cat is, so I'm just going to go and have a look as the kick is coming now. Good return there by the Lions. Maurice Alexander for 45 to the Detroit 46 from the 1. That is an incredible back-to-back set of returns for him. Really nice juke by Maurice Alexander. In and out, and then out again. Drew has just asked whether I garden at all. I really don't. I'm not green-fingered whatsoever. The lawn is quite long and I do need to give it a mow, but we don't have any plants or anything like that at all. It's something that we're planning to do probably February or March time, looking ahead to next summer. Nice throw to Khalil Pimpleton for a first down. 1:44 to go in this 2-minute drill to the Colts 38. Ash has just said that players can go on PUP this week, on the regular season PUP that is, and be out for the first 4 weeks. So that will ensure that he's still on the roster at this point. First and 10 for the Lions. Looked like someone went a bit early, but it hasn't been called. Jermar Jefferson tried to spin out of the tackler's grasp, but couldn't get there. 3-yard gain. Infield clock running. 3 timeouts though left. 1:30 left. 2nd and 7. Lions going with tempo. No huddle. 4 wide with a running back. Blau dropping back. Throwing, and a good catch by Khalil Pimpleton to the 31. And going no huddle again. 1:08. In the shotgun again. Changing the play now. And snapped. 56 seconds left. Going to this right-hand side again. Good catch going to the ground. Signaled as a catch. Caught by number 84. Which is Shane Zylstra for 4 yards to the Colts 27. 1 foot, 2 foot. He is in. Brent says, I'm worried about Levi's back injury is all. It is concerning for sure, but at this point, with him only, a year in, I don't think there's any chance that he's not going to make it. Maybe on the PUP, but he will be making it. Steve says, any sign of Cephas yet? He hasn't yet been on the field as far as I can see. 2nd and 6 for the Lions. Snap just before the play clock expires. And a good throw to Zylstra for another gain of about 5. Only giving him 4.5, so it's going to be 3rd and a long 1 or a short 2. 47 seconds left. Ash says, Eric is calling for Godwin to get some work at kick return, and my conspiracy theories are right. 3rd and a long 1. Colts pressing at the line here. In shotgun, though. Dropping back. Throw wide open. Nice catch by Tom Kennedy. And blown dead for a gain of 4. Clock running, though. Lions still not taking a timeout. And Lions do now take a timeout. So that play was stopped at the Colts 18-yard line. 17.5. Brent says Blau's looking much better on this drive so far. I mean, he always looked like he was making quick decisions, but just the coverage from the Colts has been quite good. 1st and 10 here from the 18, dropping back, looking forward. Nice throw to Tom Kennedy. Met head on. Timeout taken by Dan Campbell again. Gain of 5 for 2nd and 5. 31 seconds to play. Gain of 4. 2nd and 6. Really good technique on the tackle there by the Colts defender with a head-on collision looking possible. He ducked the shoulder down. Second and 6 now. Lions lined up. Shotgun here for Blau. Looking right. Under pressure. Throwing to the corner of the end zone. In the direction of Trinity Benson, but couldn't get there. Could have been a slight tug there, but not called. Steve said about that tackle on Kennedy just now, it was almost an RKO. And the way Kennedy went round, it did almost look like it too. Not the best route, maybe, by Kennedy. No tug on him there, just couldn't get their Blau overthrew that. 3rd and 6. In the shotgun again. 4 wide for the Lions. Colts coming with no pressure. Good throw! Good throw to Trinity Benson for a gain of 11. And 1st and goal from the 5. 20 seconds left and a timeout taken by Detroit. That's their final timeout. 20 seconds to go. 1st and goal. Can they finish here? Really, really good stuff out there. He identified where the weak point is in the defense pre-snap, went to his read straight away and decisively. Really good run route by Trinity Benson. 1st and goal with 20 seconds left from the 5-yard line. Running play up the middle and no room there. Detroit need to get set up here. 12 seconds left. Oh, they are still going. 7 seconds left, dropping back. End zone! Broken up. Toward Shane Zylstra. 3 seconds left, 3rd and goal. I think the Lions should go for this rather than taking the field goal. It would be too easy to do that here. Gotta take it. Awful play call. 1st and goal. Could have had 4 goes at it. Now we're only going to have 3. Not a great throw. Zylstra could have had that a little bit more in front of him instead of slightly behind. 3rd and goal. The offense staying on the field from the 5. Only 2 wide receivers out there. 5 seconds left on the play clock. Snapped. Plenty of room down to the left-hand side. Called over the man in the corner. That is Tom Kennedy for a touchdown to the Lions. Really sticky coverage by the Colts, but couldn't get his head around. Ball right over his head. Blau on the replay, stepping back. Then, oh, that's nice. Colts defender Brown didn't get his head around. Good route by Kennedy, and that caps off a really good couple of preseason games so far for him. Point after try coming up as time expires, and that levels the game up at 13 points apiece. That is half-time. I'm going to leave you guys for just a moment. Ash has requested that I put up the stats, and so I will do that here. And I will leave it there for you at the moment. I know that's just the offense. All right, I will see you guys in a couple of minutes. Hello once again. Thank you for sticking with us. Oh wow, and the coverage has just started too. That is remarkably good timing. I love it. Lions, Colts, 13 apiece. The Lions execute a 2-minute drill to perfection, scoring a touchdown as time expired. Tom Kennedy in the left-hand corner. David Blau putting it right on the money over a defender who couldn't get his head round. I hope you guys are enjoying the game as much as I am right now. It's encouraging to see how well our run defense has done, especially. Thank you for sticking back with us here on Roar of the Lions UK. Anything you can do to help us out on our channel, to like and sub, to follow us on our socials, to join our Discord channel, anything you can do, much appreciated. Funky said maybe we can use Kennedy's numbers to trade him before the final cut. I don't know, man. I think there's a reason why every year he is the hero in preseason. Micro Mike raid? No way, no way. What up, guys, in the chat from Micro Mike? Love ya. How you doing, guys? Opening kickoff and the Colts taken down early. Good tackle there. There is a ridiculous number of people in the YouTube chat now as a Micro Mike raid is occurring. How are you doing, guys? Really good start for the Lions on special teams there, covering the kickoff. What's up, everyone in there? How you doing, Micro Mike? Sup, boys? Derek Barnes, it was on the coverage there on the special teams play. 1st and 10 at the 18. Oh my god, there are so many people in here. How is this happening? Shotgun snap. Looked like it could have been play action, but it wasn't. Really good run defense again. Great tackle by Josh Woods. Cheers to all of you guys for the raid. Love it. Love it, love it. Ian Libertem says, doing great, mate. Where are you located at in the UK? I am in Bristol, but we've got about 5, 6, 7 of us here who do this show every day on every Monday on the pod, and we're all around the UK. So we've got a guy in London, we've got one in Manchester, Chesterfield, Bradford, another one in North London. We're all about, and I'm down here in the southwest. So yeah, all kind of spread about. If you guys can smash that like button, would love you forever. Ellinger here, 2nd and 10 after a good play by Josh Woods in the shotgun, dropping back a step. Not a great throw there, only 1 yard beyond the line. And 3rd and 9 coming up. Micro Mike raid. All right, here we go. 3rd and 6. What kind of call was that? He went down 1 yard behind, but in front of the line. That was absolute rubbish. 3rd and 6 here. In the shotgun, dropping back and sacked. Sam Ellinger sacked by Austin Bryant, winning off the line and getting an open tackle. Lovely celebration, and the Lions get off the field. 3 and out for this defense yet again. Austin Bryant at left end beat the right tackle straight up. I love it. Jim Brinkley has subscribed on Twitch, on YouTube, beg your pardon. Absolutely love it. Thank you guys for doing that. Thank you to everyone who was in the Micro Mike raid there. That was really cool. Punt for the Colts and another chance for Maurice Alexander to return a ball. Searching, but well covered by the Colts, not getting much there. And out comes TB12. Tim Boyle is in the house. Ash Soden is making Austin Bryant, making the team as Big End 2 right now. Ian Libertem as well has just subscribed on YouTube. Thank you very much, sir. He's from Michigan, USA. I was there in November, man, for Thanksgiving. It was a hell of an experience, and I can't wait to get back. Here comes TB12 now. First and 10 at the Lions 39. And running play, running right, getting outside the tackle, and he's on his way. And the safety does get there. That is Justin Jackson. Really, really good play. Beats the man to the edge. Good blocking all the way down, and a gain of 20. Lions now. First and 10 from the 40. Quick snap, and it was a botched snap. Not a botched snap, botched play, because Boyle meant to hand it off earlier and ended up having to try and flip it out to Jackson, who recovered and made a gain of 3 outside of left end. That was a really, really weird looking play right there. Going empty set here, 2nd and 7, going 5 wide. Snapped, dropped back, and to Benson, who's beaten his man and gets the first down at the 30. 1st and 10, got to the line but no further. Good stuff by Trinity Benson. No, in the spread offense, Boyle picked his spot locks onto his receiver. It was nice and open. Managed to beat his one man and pick up the first. Love it. Igwabuke with a good carry. Might be having a guest join me in just a moment to chat through this. Boyle to Godwin Igwabuke, taking reps now, and a really nice play by him, dodging and weaving and gaining about 17 yards. 1st and 10, now in the red zone. At the Colts 13-yard line. Running play again to Igwabuke, reverses field out to the left-hand side, gets back just to the line for maybe half a yard of gain. And in comes the man himself, Drew Forsyth, in the house of the Casual GM podcast. Do go and have a listen to Drew's show. He had Eric Eager from PFF on the show very recently, and I was on there as well only a couple of episodes ago, so do go and check that out on YouTube. 2nd and 10 here for the Lions at the 13. Snapped, Boyle looking right. Khalil Pimpleton with a reception for a 3-yard gain. 3rd and 7 coming up. There he is. I have to turn the volume down on the broadcast so I can hear you. How you doing, man? Oh, Colts caught offside there. Flag goes, free play. Boyle for the corner of the end zone and a touchdown! That is Tom Kennedy in the corner for his 2nd. Oh, I love it. Yes, there we go. Sorry. No. No, I don't. No. I mean, it's really harsh. Kick is good, 20-3. 20-13, sorry. Oh, it's really hard for Kennedy because he's just... Who am I thinking of? The Patriots have made a kind of thing of having receivers like him, like Danny Amendola, kind of short and dependable and runs routes well, quick, not fast, yeah. But the thing is, if it means losing someone like Cephas or Raymond or someone like that. I just don't think it's going to happen because I don't think Kennedy's going to get poached in waivers. And I think they'll just say, right, he can be the first guy off the practice squad if there's an injury. And I think they'll be okay with that. Do you think that he's got a shot?
Said Campbell, or I can't remember. They haven't done too many offensive coaches on that show, Deuce Staley being the number one, but I heard them say something to the effect like he's always around, and I was wondering if Williams starts the season on the pup list, that would open up, I believe, one more roster spot, and then you could give him until Williams comes back on the regular season roster. Maybe he does impress. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, otherwise, he's probably a practice squad guy.
I think it's going to be really interesting because I think that if so, Williams, I think for sure is starting on pup. I don't see any other way now.
Right.
So it does open up another spot, but I kind of have penciled in Trinity Benson for it. And as good as Kennedy has been, I think
Hmm.
Benson's probably been the second best wide receiver out there. But he's someone that they actually traded for. So I don't
They
know. Can
did.
can they overcome their own bias by wanting to be right on Benson? I don't know. It's a really hard one.
So that was one of my like little questions in the back of my mind I had for this coaching staff and front office is um they do seem to be like, we're building a culture here. These are our guys. They play the game the way that we want them to play it. And when it comes down to like this time of year, I wonder how much that weighs into like, we want to keep this particular guy on the roster as opposed to that particular guy on the roster. In the states we have baseball, and
Hmm.
they have farm systems, single A all through triple A.
Yeah.
And we have a saying over here: the guy is a 4A player. He's too good for triple A, but not quite good enough for the major leagues.
Hmm.
I wonder if Kennedy is kind of the football version of that. So,
Could well be. I could see that.
hmm.
So, Cool Down Rat says Benson slash Cephas slash Kennedy. James McClaw says, I prefer Cephas or Raymond over Kennedy. So, in terms of the wide receiver depth chart as the Lions kick off, well, you've got Amon Brown and DJ Chark as the kind of 1 and 2 at the moment, with JMO presumably on the pup. Returned by the Colts is good, but a really nice open field tackle by Shane Zylstra. Impressive. Okay, wide receiver 3 probably at the moment is Josh Reynolds in the absence of Jameson Williams. And
Hmm.
then 4 is up for grabs, I would say, between Khalif Raymond, Tom Kennedy, Quintez Cephas, Trinity Benson, Khalil Pimpleton. Those 5 are fighting for 4, 5, and 6 for me. And I don't really know which order it goes in. I think Raymond has actually shown quite a bit in limited snaps. So we'll see. I'm not sure. How do you make wide receiver 4 out of that group?
I mean, coming into training camp with the guys on the roster, I had it like Williams, Chark, St. Brown in some order, and then those were the clear starters. And then I had Reynolds, Cephas, Raymond probably in that order, and Raymond making the team because of his special teams ability. And I don't know that anything there has changed for me, to be honest. I mean, I just think it's nice that Benson and Kennedy have had opportunities to kind of show out a little bit, and like it's gonna be interesting because we're gonna have this game and then we're gonna make the cut down to 80, I believe, right?
Cut down to 80 on Tuesday. I think we actually started cutting people on Monday last week. So,
Yeah.
or this week, in fact. Sorry, beg your pardon. So Monday next week, I suspect, is when those cut downs will come. Um, James McClaw said he was assuming that Raymond was 4. It's a special case for Raymond, I think, really, because he is the starting returner, and I don't think, despite what Alexander is doing out there, I don't think that will change. But I mean, Alexander's been really impressive so far today.
Yeah.
Shotgun snap on 3rd and 3 and a conversion for the Colts. Really good run defense again with Austin Bryant in the previous play, making a really, really nice tackle to prevent a big play. I presume that you are a little bit ahead of me.
That might be it. That could very well be it. I can't believe we can't real time between oceans in this day and age.
You'd think it would work, but it always seems that we're about a minute behind. I can see the ESPN kind of drive thing that's just way in front of me, but never mind.
Hmm.
Cool Down Rat says, based on playtime today, Raymond is number 4. I tend to agree.
Yeah.
I think that's where they regard him as. Running play on first down gets 5, second and 5. I think it's going to be really interesting what happens when Jason Kabidda comes back as well, because Funchess has kind of put himself in the frame, as well as Brock Wright being there, James Mitchell being there, and Zylstra's had a good game too. Tight end room's a bit crowded right now.
I'm actually going to push back on that one a little bit. I don't think Funchess makes the roster. I don't. I would go with maybe he does if because Mitchell's probably going to end up on both. Well, he's practicing, isn't he? James
Yeah,
Mitchell, the fourth
Mitchell's
rounder.
active. Yeah.
Okay, maybe so, maybe not. But like I've got it, Hawkinson, Mitchell, right.
Oh, that is an amazing. They've called a touchdown there, but he's way short. Surely. Touchdown to the Colts on the field. Really nice long throw by Sam Ellinger. They have called it back. I can see they have.
Yeah.
Oh no, actually, sorry. The ESPN Drive Predictor has not caught up. It's about 50 seconds behind me now. So Ellinger had loads of time in the face of a defender, stepped up in the pocket, and whoever it is, number 10.
Oh, yeah. Like touchdown Colts.
Touchdown Colts. Oh man.
It's a bummer.
So he caught it and went to ground, but with no defender near him, I think he kind of reached over the line potentially when he was on the floor, but because he wasn't touched.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, man. 20 to
It's a
19
bummer.
with the point after to come.
Well, the nice thing about the NFL is these extra points aren't exactly automatic anymore, right? I mean, it seems like every week we've got somebody that hits an upright or just all and out pulls one, so maybe they missed this one.
Yeah. What's the success rate nowadays? About 95, 96, 97%, something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So I actually I kind of scratched my head when they made that rule change because I was like, what does this add to the NFL? But like it matters, right? Like if you get a touchdown and you kick an extra point and your opponent follows suit and misses theirs, like that's a big deal.
Mm. Oh, very much a big deal. I think the extra point gaining relevance definitely is a good thing because it was such a gimme before that I didn't really know why there was an extra point. Like, at that point, it's
Just
like
give them 7 when they
just
cross the
either
goal line.
give them 7 or let them go for 2. But why even make them make the kick at that point? So I like the fact it's more relevant now.
Oh, good.
Just on that touchdown, that was a blown coverage, I think, by Kirby Joseph, which is a shame because he was having a good game, especially in tackling, but just lost his man in coverage over the top.
He's young. These are good reps for him. So
Yeah, very much so.
how is has Deshaun Elliott is Deshaun Elliott playing today?
I haven't seen him on the field actually. I
I
didn't
wonder if
see
that's
him in a list of
indicative.
people who's definitely gonna do it. You said that you had already got PFF Plus, is that right?
I do. So I had PFF Elite, which was their second level. I couldn't go third level. It was just too much for not enough additional, but like that got me 80% of everything I wanted on the site. And so then they launched PFF Plus and they just automatically converted me. And now they're like retroactively like prorating what I've already paid in.
Oh,
So
cool.
I'm going to get a slight refund, but I'm saving $120 a year on something I would have paid $200 for. So I'm pretty stoked.
And in terms of features, is it providing you with all the same stuff? You got game grades and stuff like that?
I lose absolutely nothing that I had under the Elite subscription. I emailed their customer service, who have been great. I actually have like an ongoing conversation with one of their customer service reps. But yeah, I get player grades and team scores, like scouting reports. I get draft stuff. I get anything that's pertinent to the content that they're releasing. I also get the fantasy football stuff, which I'm not currently doing. But like I like getting their premium content and like being able to look at a player or team on a year by year basis and saying like how have they graded these people, and that I get that for 40% of the price, if that works out.
That's great. I mean, so
Yeah.
we're up for resubscription in the next week. So I'm definitely going to be taking up PFF Plus then because that will save us a good amount of money.
Yeah,
Derek
nice.
Bobarek in the chat on Twitch, MCDC. He says, "How you doing, man?" Brian Shook on YouTube says, I am for the Larry David idea of getting rid of place cookies instead of a PAT one play from the 2.5 yard line for 1 point, one play from the 5 for 2, or one play from the 10 for 3.
Wow.
I don't like it. It's too
Uh,
complicated.
yeah. So I've always kind of gravitated to college football rules when it comes to like this is how I feel the game should play. This it feels like a better version of football to me, but you know,
It's the
I
U
don't
of M
mind the
stan in you, isn't it?
yeah. I'm a huge U of M fan. So but yeah, like to me, if you wanna reduce the amount of like impact that a place kicker has, like it's the kickoff, not the extra point that I think should be eliminated. Just give them the
Oh,
ball on the 25.
I love kickoffs. I
You
really
love
do.
kickoff, even though
Yeah.
like 9 out of 10 of them are touchbacks now.
Boyle under pressure and sacked. May have just got back to the line. Maybe a half-yard sack by Odi Ingbo. Um, I think the thing is, if you look at impact on the game,
Hmm.
the chance of a missed PAT was about the same as the chance of a touchdown on a kickoff return. But
Okay.
one is 1 point and one is 7, right? Or 6 + 1.
Right.
So like I don't know. The chance for a kick return just completely transforming a game is so big that I want to keep the prospect of that. Like kick returns going to the house are one of the most fun things about the game for
They are
me.
exciting. Yeah.
And in college they happen a lot more too, right? The special teams is
Well, there's so many more games. Like it's, in Division 1 football, Anthony would probably know this off the top. There's like 118, 120, teams. That's 60 games a week. And in the NFL we get 30,
hmm,
no,
16,
16.
16.
Yeah. So I
And
mean it's
but
what,
with
five
Buzz you get
times the
14.
games?
So yeah.
Yeah.
3rd and 14 and the Colts are playing off coverage in quarters here. Let's see if Tim Boyle, the laser show, can convert. No real pressure, but rolling out right, and he's going to throw short, picking up about half the yardage to Shane Zylstra, but that will be the punt unit coming out. First time today we see Jack Fox? I reckon it is.
As much as I like Jack Fox, this is about the right ratio for me wanting to see his impact on the game.
I want to
Good
see
punter.
him as a quarterback, not as a punter.
Exactly.
James McClaw says, I don't like our tendency to call throwaway draw plays in long distance second downs. I couldn't agree with you more. Especially actually when we were trying to drive down the field at the end of the first half. The 1st and goal play with 20 seconds left or 10 seconds left was just mind-boggling. Punt return, getting out to the 23-yard line. Cool Down Rat says the NFL sees kick returns as a dangerous play, and that's true. That is
Yeah.
one of the things they're trying to avoid is dangerous plays, and obviously you've got players running at full speed. It's a dangerous play, but oh man, I mean you can go and play soccer if you want. I don't know. At some point you do need to realize that it is a dangerous game. I am all for making the game as safe as you can within the bounds of it being called football.
Sure.
Uh,
You
Steve,
know, it's just, I mean, I agree with that sentiment wholeheartedly. It's just that when my team has an injury in one of those plays, I'm like, yeah, maybe we should get rid of him. Like it's a bummer. So like I like watching these teams play healthy as much as possible. I don't know. I mean, like I still want to see the game played like it was when I was a kid. But at the same time, like I also don't want any of these guys to like go down hurt in the preseason.
no,
There's just what was Zach Wilson and his MCL sprain or whatever it was in New York. Like it's just like every time you lose a guy, it's just a little bit less good for the entire NFL. So
it's true. I mean, I think that the biggest thing that I would do for player safety is actually nothing to do with taking players away or doing anything like that. I would outlaw artificial turf. I think that
it
would be
would
one of the biggest things that you could do for player safety, because it would reduce significantly the number of ACL and Achilles injuries you get. So,
Did you say AstroTurf?
yes.
Okay, yeah, that seems like
Yes.
a good idea.
So
Now,
having,
what is it that the Lions have at Ford Field with those pellets? Is that AstroTurf or is that something different?
I think they have AstroTurf.
Okay,
I don't think it's real grass, is it? Or is it?
it's definitely not real grass.
Um, Apparently they've lost my audio now, which is frustrating. I hope that's not true. In the Twitch chat, can you just let me know if you can still hear me? I'm getting I'm getting hate for saying soccer. It's like, yeah, but it's an American sport. I'm acclimatizing.
Nah,
Um,
I got it. If you want to say football, I'll understand. So no good. It's all good.
Derek says that he can hear me. James, I hope you can hear me as well. I know that I have a problem that I need to sort. I just need to actually spend some time doing it, which is frustrating. I think if you're only using one of your ear pieces, that if you switch to the other one, it should be fine. Of course, if that's not working for you, won't be able to hear me if you can't hear me. So never mind. Colts on offense now. First down run for 3 yards going right for Price. I'm not aware of him, if I'm honest. That's what it was. Yeah, I can see on Streamlabs that it's only working on one side, and I don't know how to fix it.
I was looking over some team stats here, and the Lions have not had a penalty enforced against them so far today. Knock on wood. Is
That
that
aligns with
true?
my thinking as well, yeah. Yeah, no penalties yet, which is insane.
Yes. So, however, very encouraging. So, like one of the things that I was hoping from this coaching staff and like harping on discipline and doing things the right way and that kind of stuff is would be a reduction in penalties that the team caused. Like I went back and watched some of the early games in the 2021 season last week, and like especially against like San Francisco, and when the games came off the rails, it was just like there would be a penalty and then you'd have a play and then there would be another penalty and then you just can't make any
Oh, it's the
progress when
worst,
you're
yeah.
doing that stuff. So, this year I'm really hoping to see this team start moving toward the back of the pack as far as the NFL teams are getting called for penalties. I think that'd be excellent progress
Yeah,
for the
I would really love
Lions.
that too. Third down and 10 play only went for 3 yards. Really good tackle by Bobby Price, and now 4th and 7 with the punt unit out there for the Colts.
Good.
Brian Shook says the audio is good here, which is great to hear. Oh, really good punt by whoever the punter is. Not Cohen, he's the quarterback. That was a really, really nice punt by the Colts. Oh, I need to fix this audio issue, man. It's frustrating
Sure.
that
I
it's not
understand.
working. No, I can't do it now though. That's the problem. If I do it now, I might not be able to come back.
Oh, do you know what's wrong?
All I know is that Streamlabs is only importing it so that it works in left earphones only. So I don't know if you take out your right one, you may not be. Sorry, if you take out the left one, you may not be able to hear me. So I'm going to talk now and let's see if you can hear me now.
No, you're good on both
Oh,
for
okay, that's
me.
so weird.
Yeah.
So weird. Steve Collins in the YouTube chat says, Lions fans, answer this question. What is Roar the Lions UK Matt doing in his shed with the camera turned off?
Jeez.
I mean, one, I think my camera is on
Calling
right
an
now.
NFL, yeah, calling an NFL preseason game.
My camera's on, Steve. I don't know what you're watching.
Yeah, I've got you coming through on YouTube, man, and you're coming through on the Zoom call fine.
Okay,
So
that's good.
two out of three, I suppose. Twitch seems like they're the ones that are having the problem.
Yeah. The thing is,
Wasn't
so
someone talking a little crap earlier about like Twitch versus the YouTube? Like, is this maybe karma? Have we considered that? Because
maybe it
I was in the
is.
YouTube group. Yeah.
Maybe it is. I don't.
Yeah.
It's funny that we So we've reached the threshold where people can donate to us on Twitch, but not on YouTube. So,
Interesting. Great.
but we have a lot more people watch us on YouTube than Twitch, which is just frustrating in terms of trying to balance the
Yeah.
two audiences.
Hey, if we could just switch these two things, if we could just trade this mentality, everything would be great. We'd be
That would be
running hot.
awesome. Hmm.
Yeah. Fantastic.
James says, I think the refs are not calling many penalties in general. I'm assuming that's going to say Boyle. Boyle has
Hmm.
been hit no, Blau. Blau has been
Hmm.
hit 3 times when sizing where there could have been called a penalty. I saw a Lion also do a block in the back on the long Justin Jackson run.
Okay.
Actually, to be fair, I think I've seen a couple of false starts or offsides not being called as well.
I could understand it like a false start or an offsides or even like a delay a game or something like that, something innocuous. But like if a quarterback is sliding, like that should be enforced in the preseason the same way that's enforced in the regular season, as far as
It's
I'm
a player
concerned. Like,
safety measure, right? So,
yeah,
yeah. But also, I think these are preseason games to test the refs' capabilities just as much as the players. And at the end of the day,
oh
they
yeah,
should be calling the game as cleanly as possible. I know that we want the
hundred
players to get
percent,
the reps out there, but like we want the refs to get the right decision.
hundred
So,
percent correct. Yeah, it's everybody's being warmed up for the NFL regular season. We want officials and all the personnel that go on the technical side of the NFL to like be able to transmit these games to us. We want them all on their A games, right?
mm.
So yeah, players the ones we just pay the most attention to.
Oh, nice run there by number 42, Justin Jackson, up for a 9.5 yard gain up the middle.
Yeah, when I heard that we had signed Jackson, I was wondering if Corey Reynolds,
Craig.
I never get it right. Craig Reynolds. I wondered if his job was safe because there was a point a year or two ago when he was on the Chargers and like spelling Eckler, and I was like, "Who is this kid? This kid is fantastic," And so, but doesn't look like he's going to be
Sorry, just
taking
dealing
over
with
a
an
roster spot.
absolute dickhead in the YouTube chat.
Oh, sure. Anybody I know?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, it's a bar.
Decided to spell out a word that no one can say, which is great.
Yeah.
A word that apparently, according to some people that I was in discussion with, allows you to condone wife beating or woman beating, which
Oh,
is
well, nothing
not great.
condones that.
No,
So,
no.
yeah. Very
Or
little respect for people that do that. What happened?
Tim Boyle pass on a crossing route to Khalil Pimpleton not picked up. 3rd and 2 becomes 4th and 2, and I'm guessing Jack Fox is coming back out. Cooldown Rat said Jackson got signed after Greg Bell got injured, and Greg Bell got some hype actually in camp before he went down with his injury. But Jackson's looked great.
Yeah. He's a solid player. Unfortunately, it just might be one of those situations where, he's good, Greg Bell's good, and there's just only so many roster spots. And yeah, the NFL is the kind of situation where if you get hurt, you might lose your job.
Mm-hmm.
So ask Drew Bledsoe what that's like.
Colts fair catch at the 29, flag on the play. Kirby Joseph went out of bounds on the kick and did not return, but only a 5-yard penalty, not 15.
So does that mean that he was forced out as opposed to choosing to run out of bounds to avoid the blocker?
I'm not sure what the difference is between the 5 and the 15-yard penalty then is, because I know that the unsportsmanlike is not attempting to return. So the 5 must be that you're maybe not attempting to affect the play once you've gone out. Oh my god, there's another one. I dislike YouTube sometimes.
No, this is. I don't know how much control you have. Can you just kick those people out? Yeah.
It takes about 10 seconds to affect it on YouTube, so I end up deleting what he has said pretty much as soon as he's doing it, if I'm on the ball. But it happens. I'm not really sure why we're attracting all of the black hate, because that ain't cool. Bobo Land says, "What the fuck?" and I completely agree. I have no problem with the porn bots, to be honest, because it's like if you click on that, that's up to you. But the racial stuff can get the fuck out.
Yeah. No call for either one. It's just good, clean fun here watching football.
Hell yeah. Brian Shook has just said that courts here have actually referred to that word as a fighting word. I, I would I would say that between men it's a fighting word. I can't condone any violence to women for any reason. They can do whatever they like, and if you put hands on them, you're taking the law into your own hands. I mean, at the end of the day, just don't don't make something worse than what's they're doing to you. And you're asking black people to rise above something that they've had to suffer with for such a long time. And it's easy for me to say as a straight cis white man who's pretty much had every fucking advantage that I can have at this point. But it's easy for me to say, and I appreciate it hard to follow. But I don't know. Having seen domestic violence in hand,
Mhm.
no one deserves it, no matter how horrible a person they are. Brent DeWitt says, read an article during halftime where Coach Campbell said Levi was getting better. I hope so because I'm tired of our second round picks not panning out. You and
So
every other Lions fan. Good throw over the middle by Cohen, the former Notre Dame quarterback, if I'm right.
yeah, unfortunately. Um, the thing about quote unquote our second round picks is that I believe he's referring to the Lions second round picks, right?
Yes.
But like not a Brad, this is the Onwuzurike is the first second round pick that Brad Holmes had.
Yes.
So like this is something that I feel like Lions fans should distinguish between more often. Like who picked them? It's their problem. It's not the Lions' problem. It's that general manager's problem.
But there's also like the second round is such an interesting round because in the second round you get a variety of players. Um you get the boom or bust players who just have
Mm-hmm.
a high ceiling but they have a low floor and you're just taking a gamble on them, and the ceiling is that they could be a potential game wrecker, but the
Mm-hmm.
floor is they'll be out of the league before their rookie contract is done. And then you get fringe first rounders who just kind of drop for no reason. Then you get first rounders who are injured and it takes them out of first round contention. And then you've got kind of third round prospects who have such a high floor that sometimes
Right.
they're worth taking in that round if you really just need sort of guaranteed production.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that over time we have consistently kind of chosen to go on the route of we're going to take potentially injured players who could have been first round prospects and
Mm-hmm.
take that gamble and see whether that works out for us. And you see that in
Sure.
Pascal and Levi, I would say.
Yeah.
So we'll see
And
if
if
that
it
works
works
out.
out, if it works out once, it's worth both guys as far as I'm
Mm-hmm.
concerned. And like if so Brent's kind of been on this on Levi and on Wuzurike kick today. If you'd like to feel better about like Levi, Brent, on Monroe St. Brown was a fourth round pick that is outproducing most second round picks. So if you'd like to consider Sun God as the second round pick the Detroit Lions sit on, I think that would be pretty accurate too.
And
So,
Cool Down Ratter said and Mitchell later on as well. I
oh,
mean,
James Mitchell in the fourth, sure.
Mitchell, is he fourth, fifth? I don't know.
I believe he was a fourth round pick. I believe it went Hutch, Williams, Pascal, Joseph, James Mitchell. And Kirby was the 97th pick, and that was third round. So he might have. You're right. Did we have a fourth round pick?
I
He was the
reckon
pick after Joseph. I
he
know that.
was, yeah. I reckon that we traded away our fourth.
Well, I think wasn't that the pick? I know that when we traded for Trinity Benson, it was reported as a fifth and a seventh. But I believe that if he made the roster at the beginning of this league year, it got upgraded or something like that. So it
So
might have
pick
been
177, round five. Apparently
okay.
no. So James McClaw said we didn't have a fourth. The fourth was for JMO, but it wasn't. The JMO trade
Mm-mm.
was 32, 44, and 66.
Yep.
No, that's not right. 32, 44, and 67.
And we got a pick back. We got 2 picks back from Minnesota, didn't we? We got 12, and then we got the pick that. And
Oh, we got 12 and 46.
yeah, we got
Yes,
12 and
yes,
46
yes. Sorry,
for
but
what,
we traded
32,
3 picks for
34.
2.
Yeah, and
Right,
that was
Colts at
such a good.
midfield, 2nd and 6. Quick pass by Cohen, in trouble. Oh, what a hit! And job free. That's a fumble. Oh, called incomplete. What a hit! Savion Smith. Oh my God.
Fighting for a roster spot.
God.
It's
Let's see this again. Cohen, quick throw. Cone, not Cohen.
okay. He went to Notre Dame. No one cares.
That is just terrific tackling technique. Shoulder on the ball, head missing the player. Really good stuff. Right. I think that's a false start for the Colts as well, moving back 5. Malrod was a 6th, says Ash. Mitchell was a 5th.
Okay.
What happened to I think the 4th was the trade for Derek Barnes in the previous year.
Oh, okay.
That's my feeling.
Gave up a future 4th to move up, or
Yeah.
okay.
I think that we traded our 5th for our 5th and our future 4th for a 4th and a 7th in that current year, and that's what got Jermar Jefferson as well. That's a sack on Cone. Is that Austin Bryant again? It is, for a loss of 6, getting off the field 20 apiece, and Bryant with his 2nd sack of the day.
I know he's come on strong in camp. I read an article on, I believe it was Lions Wire, about his improvement this season, so thus far. And so, sometimes you just got to have the right kind of culture in order to thrive. And it might be that Austin Bryant's really taking advantage of it, which is great.
Absolutely. I mean, a player with such potential. He had a really good college career, but injured slightly, and it's really derailed him. The guys in the Twitch chat are agreeing with my feeling on that one, so that's good. Brent said, good points on the second round, as I have faith in Brad Holmes. And Steve Collins says, nice hit. I can hear my cat complaining. Trevor! Trevor!
What is this collection of bobbleheads I see in the background?
Oh, bobbleheads. So they're little figurines of Liverpool players, actually, that I've had since I was a kid. I do not know how this one person keeps getting onto the chat. Thank you to Brian Shook for breaking up his load of rubbish with some other letters. Appreciate that very much. James McClure says, at Darth Vader Luke. I'm not sure what that means.
Well, Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker are both characters in Star Wars.
I see. Sorry, but he said at Darth Vader, which the atting.
Oh, I got you.
Brian Ash says Bryant really fits the big end role, but he's only really viable on the roster until Romeo and Pascal come back, I fear, unless no one else really shows out at the rush end spot. Derek Bobarek says, how about that national anthem performance? I'm not qualified to speak on the American national anthem, but it was, let's say it was preseason. We'll say
Who did it?
Preseason experience. Big Aries says, can we get Matt a fat head for his wall?
Oh, no.
What's a fat head?
A fat head is like a gigantic sticker.
Okay.
It's so big, it's like life size. So like, and it'd be some NFL player in like a certain pose, or maybe like a logo, and it would eat up most of the background of your what I can see on your screen right now. So they were huge, 15 years ago?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, let's grab one of these.
Yeah, take me through some of these Liverpool guys, man. Anybody that I would have heard of that played for Liverpool?
what a selection